Madhu and Rao is from the BJP, Dhruv Jatti is from the Congress. I'm also joined by Professor Chambi Puranik, who's an academician. Let me begin with the Congress spokesperson, Dhruv. Dhruv, I don't understand how any minister, forget BJP, Congress, anybody in such a responsible position can be so callous to say in India that how does it matter if you kill cows too? Is this not a problematic statement by a minister?
Shivani, to start with, I'll reiterate with a specific point that the Congress party has been saying time and again. Anything that comes in the way of economic growth of the state will be put into reconsideration. So I myself am a Hindu, I'm a Lingayat, and I don't consume beef for religious reasons. But the reason as to why the animal husbandry minister says this is because the socio-economic realities of Karnataka are much more complex than
Like
what it seems to urban voters.
Like
I will
what?
explain to you. Like what it seems to urban voters like us.
Like
Rural
what?
parts of Karnataka,
Yeah.
I will explain to you, Shivani. Rural parts of Karnataka have been suffering ever since this bill has come into play. You've seen massive number of farmers who have gone to abandon their own cows. And I will state this with empirical evidence. This is a statement from the finance department themselves. They spoke about Karnataka needing 5,240 crores in 4 years to implement the entire law of the cow slaughter ban. This is again empirical. This is simply because.
So what's the problem? You don't have
state
5,000 crores for something as important as this? Because I'm not understanding how economic reasons can override sentiments. Is that what the stand of the Congress government is now? There are many Congress governments, by the way, in different states that have anti-cow slaughter bans.
If that's the case, you also must question the Bharatiya Janata Party as to why there hasn't been no cow slaughter ban in Goa.
There is
But
a cow
coming
slaughter
back to
ban in Goa.
It hasn't been implemented yet. And you should also see the Chief Minister's statement recently where he went on to say that ample amount of beef would be available for upcoming festivals. Now, coming back to your point on whether economics or sentiments. So I reiterate to the statement again that where I began, anything that comes in the hindrance towards the economic growth of Karnataka will be put into reconsideration.
So when it comes to, let me once understand, when it comes to economic growth, sentiments of people don't matter. Something even as basic as cow slaughter in India, something Mahatma Gandhi fought for in India, it doesn't matter, purely for economics. But it's okay to give free electricity to people. That doesn't bother on economics.
Socio-economic realities in the ground of rural Karnataka are very different.
No, I don't think they're as different as for a minister to say that if you kill buffaloes for meat, what is the problem with killing cows for meat? I think that is insensitive, as rank insensitive as it gets. Knowing the realities of this country too. Socio-economic is one thing. There are some religious realities in this country too.
No, I agree with you that it is a very sensitive issue for urban voters. But the socio-economic realities
I'm sorry to say, you go to rural India. No, I'm sorry to say, you go to rural parts of India, people are more sensitive about this than urban citizens.
You must visit rural parts of Karnataka, and I will give you a statement from the KRRS, which is a farmers' representation organization. It said that it appears that the government has decided what's best for farmers, even without consulting them. This is with regard to the cow slaughter ban, which the Bharatiya Janata Party put. And the inability to sell unproductive cattle for a good price is especially difficult for landless farmers.
Okay, let Mr. Madhu and Rao respond to that. There are economics involved here.
Well, good evening. I thought for a moment the statement by Mr. Venkatesh, the minister, was obnoxious. But I never knew from a Congress spokesperson also it could have been more obnoxious anyway. It's laughable. Let me tell you one thing. He was telling that economics will forbid everything. I mean, for a moment, my dear sir, we are talking about a constitution, directive principles of state policy, and Article 48, where it specifically prohibits cow slaughter. Let me be very candid on that. Point one. Point two. Under that, it is a state subject, and under the constitutional norms, it is a state subject, and we have taken all the efforts in order to ban the cow slaughter. Now, if you are telling that economics would forbid any other thing, I would only request, instead of giving guarantees and whatnot, freebies to that, why don't you open goshalas? What is the problem with you? I mean, this is the double standards of the Congress party, Shivani. I'll tell you something.
What about
Vijay Singh in 2015 told that I am for cow slaughter, and they were pioneer in banning in 24 states in the country, and he even supported that point of time to the central government, saying that he would assist anything for banning the cow slaughter. And now we have the Congress spokesperson as well as the whole of the Congress party in Karnataka saying that economics is an issue. And
but what about, as the Congress spokesperson is saying, the double standards of the BJP? In some states you stay quiet on beef, in other states you rake up this issue.
Shivani, it is a state subject. Yes or no? In Karnataka, we have told that we'll be banning the cow slaughter. We have banned it. Fair enough. Now, with respect to Karnataka, if someone is making a statement that no, why should we not only slaughter the buffaloes, we should also slaughter the cows? I mean, what sort of unconstitutional norms are you bringing at?
No, any other argument you make, if you're making an economic argument, etc., that can be debated and discussed. But to say that if you cull buffaloes, what is the problem with culling cows? I think that is just as insensitive as it gets.
It is provocative to Hindus.
It is provocative.
It is highly provocative.
Now, you may not believe that the cow is sacred, but a sitting minister in India cannot be talking like this. I'm sorry. This is provocative.
You should apologize to all of Hindus. This is highly obnoxious.
One second.
What are you talking about? I'm only asking the Congress party, please go and go back in your history. In 1954, up to 1960, Sampurnananda, who was the chief minister of Uttar Pradesh, he went against Nehru's diktat and he banned the cow slaughter in UP. And what are we talking about? Now we have the same Congress party in Kerala, and that too the Kannur Youth Congress Mandal President Rajil Makuti. He slaughters the cows in the road, and he was this very same person who was with the Bharat Jodo Yatra with Rahul Gandhi.
Okay, let's leave that aside. That's a past incident. That's a separate incident. Professor Chambi Puranik, I want